guys, so I have been wanting to film an update on what's been going on with my epilepsy. So since the last time I made a video, I had spoke to my doctor. She had prescribed me Keppra, which is a prescription that is used to treat a wide variety of seizures. People seem to either love it or hate it. There are some negative side effects with it. I don't want to say too much about Keppra because I'm not a doctor. I just know that it's common to have something patients are calling Keppra rage, which was my experience with it. So for me, okay, so I started Keppra. I took it for a total of like 6 weeks. In the beginning, I was very dizzy every day. That was happening before I started the Keppra, but it continued until about a month after I had been taking the Keppra. It also made me incredibly tired. I could hardly stay out of bed. I had to take a nap every day. Me having 3 little kids and bonus babies, my daycare kiddos, I couldn't just tell them no more, you're done. I had to give the parents time to find childcare elsewhere. So it was miserable for that first month that I was on the Keppra, and then that's when I started getting more moody. I developed the Keppra rage, where I was just incredibly irritable. Any little thing, and I'd be yelling and screaming at my kids or my husband. And I already had that problem when I'm on my period. I get really bad PMS, and I knew it was going to happen when I heard that that was a side effect, and I tried to explain that to the doctor when she told me she was putting me on Keppra, and she wanted me to, I think that's just what they start with everybody, is probably Keppra. She really wanted me to give it a try, so I gave it a try. I emailed her after about 2 weeks, and I said, I can't do this. I'm too tired. I can't take care of my kids. This isn't working for me. And she said I needed to try and take both pills at night and see if that helped. I did that one day, and I was so miserable the next day. I wasn't about to do it again. So then I figured, okay, it's only been a couple weeks. I need to stick it out a little longer. So I waited another week or two, and nothing really changed or got better. So I emailed her again, and I said, can I please come see you sooner? This is not working for me. And I really felt that I got the point across that I was kind of freaking out. I was miserable. I've been on Zoloft for my anxiety since 2017. And when I was on Keppra, I no longer felt the effects of the Zoloft. Even if I doubled my dose, I was still getting really anxious throughout the day. So I wasn't too happy with her response. When I asked if she could see me sooner, she said, you're welcome to call and schedule your appointment a week sooner. So rather than it being a month out, it would be 3 weeks out. So I decided to wean myself off. I did it very slowly. I did it kind of breaking the rules. They tell you don't ever take yourself off of seizure medication. I do not recommend that to anybody. I did it very, very slow. I started by cutting my 500 dose in the morning in half. So I was taking 250 in the morning and 500 at night. I did that for 4 days. And then I started cutting my PM pill in half. The first night I did that, I noticed that it looked like I had 5 or 6 seizures in my sleep, or what I believe to be seizures. I have an Apple Watch 5, and I use an app called Pillow, and it tracks my light sleep, my deep sleep, when I wake up, and my REM sleep. And I have noticed that when I have a little slice of REM and then I wake up immediately after, that's what it feels like when I'm having my seizures during the day and I lose consciousness. And I've noticed that those things will happen, and then the next morning I'll wake up dizzy or with a bad headache, or I bit my tongue. I've never had more than like 3, but that first night that I cut my PM Keppra in half, I had like 6. So I will insert a picture of it. I would highly recommend that if you have an Apple Watch 5, which is great because there are apps specifically for seizures. I think there's one called Seize Alarm. There's several of them out there, but there's also fall detection. So if I fall and I don't hit stop, it'll call an emergency contact, my mom or my husband, or it'll call 911. I don't remember what I have it set on, or maybe it calls them both. I don't remember, but it'll call somebody if I don't tell it to stop calling them, if I should lose consciousness. But back to this app. So yeah, I love this app. It's called Pillow for Apple Watch. I'm not sure if they have it for Android phones or other watches or any of that. So it might be something to look into if you or somebody you know has or think you may have seizures at night. So in my last video, I also talked about how I was scheduled to have some tests done. I had an EEG, which is like 20 little sensors all over your head that measures your electrical waves to make sure that there's no craziness going on. All I know is that mine came back within normal range, so they didn't find anything there. I had something called an echocardiogram with bubble study, which is where they check for a hole in your heart. Some people are born with a hole in their heart and things don't always go the way that they're supposed to, so it causes you to lose consciousness. They wanted to rule that out. So yeah, they did a ultrasound on my chest and they injected, I think, some like saline solution that they had foamed up, and it was kind of cool to watch the bubbles go through the chambers of my heart. But all that came back normal. And then I also had an MRI with and without contrast. I never got the results of that from my doctor, so I was told if I didn't get any results, then it was a good thing. I did, however, go back to the clinic where I had the MRI, and I got a written reading of the MRI as well as a copy of the imagery. It shows that I have a little cyst in my sinuses up here, but I assume it's harmless. It didn't look too big in the photo, not that I'm medically trained to read those things, but I thought it was kind of cool to know. Kind of makes me wonder if part of the reason I have a nosebleed the first day of my period might be related to this cyst. I don't know. But yeah, all my test results came back completely normal. They didn't find anything, so that means that her assumption that my preeclampsia or eclampsia that I had with my first pregnancy in 2010 is what's caused this. And that's kind of where I'm at. My 2-month follow-up appointment that I tried to have moved up is actually tomorrow. When she said I could move it up a week, I was mad and I didn't. So I just kept the original appointment. She does not know that I've taken myself off of Keppra. I'm assuming she's going to try and put me on something else. I'm a little disappointed, honestly, that she didn't do something about it when I asked to come and see her. And then I also saw the bill from my telemed little video chat that I had with her, and I was just in complete shock. It was $508 for a 20-minute like phone call with her, pretty much video chat with her. That's a month's worth of groceries for my family of 5. I spend about $100 a week, and that is absolutely absurd in my opinion. I have high deductible insurance, so I will be paying every penny of that. And I don't know how much she has to do with how much is billed. She works for a large hospital, and from this point on, I am going to follow up with her, but I'm also going to start looking for a neurologist that doesn't charge as much. I don't know if I'll find any. And at this point, I'm sure I've met my deductible, but I'm not too happy with her not taking it seriously, that I felt anxious and felt that I needed to speak with her, and she didn't seem to care. So that's where I'm at with that. Things may change. I'm assuming she's going to put me on something that has less side effects when I go in tomorrow. And I plan to do another update in about a month after I've tried this new med, if it works out for me. So yeah, I will give you guys an update if anything changes. Actually, either way, if I learn anything substantial, I'll update sooner. But I'm guessing that I will be trying a new medication. As much as I would like to refuse to take medication anymore, because I don't feel that I've tried other options. Like, I would like to try the ketogenic diet. I've heard that that was created specifically for epilepsy. And so I know it's kind of become the big craze, so I think that I could maybe have a little bit of success because there's so much information and recipes out there. I also have found that not enough sleep and alcohol are triggers for me, and I can cut the alcohol out, no problem. And I could focus on getting a little bit more sleep. But I don't think she's gonna let me do that, because even with the Keppra, I still had an aura, which I forgot to mention. So when I was taking the 250 milligrams at night during the weaning myself off process, I did have an aura. It was the night that I found out that our vehicle that we started financing 6 months ago needed a $3,000 transmission, $4,000 transmission. So I was pretty upset. I was very stressed. We did not have that kind of money laying around. We ended up having to sell our travel trailer to pay back the loan we took out to pay for the transmission. So another reason I feel that she may not be willing to let me try not taking medication is because then she would be losing out on money. Sure, they probably have contracts. Okay, no, I'm not gonna get into that, but I have a feeling she's not gonna let me try not taking prescribed medication. So once I try this new medication and can explain how it is or isn't working or what happens, I will make another video to update. In the meantime, if you yourself have epilepsy or know somebody who does, who might be able to relate with me, I'm still hoping to find somebody who goes into REM and has loss of consciousness, or somebody who doesn't have convulsions. I feel like I'm still alone. I haven't found anybody in the groups I'm in with thousands of other members who have the same kind of experience as I do when I have the seizure. Or if you just want to chit chat about our epilepsies, feel free to message me in the comments below, and I will talk to you guys later. Thanks.